Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So, Matt Hancock, the health minister, here he is smiling with Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum. This was taken from 2017, when he was hanging out with Uncle Klaus and talking about the fourth industrial revolution, what they now call the Great Reset. Oh, what fun they had. Anyhow, today, Hancock did a live interview, Q&A, and he said a couple of things of interest. You remember yesterday I was talking about how Chris Whitty said that they may be bringing in lockdowns next winter, and I said this is psychological priming to get people used to the idea, and it won't be long before they start talking about 2022, 2023. Well, it didn't take long. Here we see Matt Hancock and how he expects people to get revaccinated maybe every 6 months whilst continuing tests. Oh, he wants to see lots more tests. Here's the clip.
Can I ask a bit about long term? Professor Whitty has talked about the vaccine. Obviously, it's not going to be one you take it once and that's it forever. But also talks about measures for next year. When we look at this time next year, where do you think the country will be? Will we be having a national vaccine rollout programme? Will we still be doing testing? You know, is the economic measures of that been looked into as well?
There's absolutely no doubt that vaccines and testing will still be a feature next year.
There's absolutely no doubt. Remember, it's January. We've only just started 2021, and he's talking about 2022, and absolutely no doubt about vaccines and testing.
We'll need both the surveillance testing to be able to understand where the virus is, and we'll need testing for people who have symptoms in the same way that you get tested for all sorts of other things. And in fact, I want to have more testing. I've talked to the select committee before about, the dictum of if in doubt, get a test should apply across the board. It should apply to flu and other illnesses and as well as COVID-19 and other coronaviruses.
And don't forget, I'm sure they will want tests 36 hours before you go to the pub or any other public event, because if what they say is true now, the jab, so far, as they say, doesn't stop you transmitting it.
And then on the vaccine, I anticipate that we will probably need to revaccinate because we don't know the longevity of the protection from these vaccines. And that might need to be we don't know how frequently it'll be, but it might need to be every 6 months. It might need to be every year. As with the flu jab, we vaccinate every year and we update it according to any mutations that have taken place. And we do that over the autumn because although you can catch flu in the summer, it's highly unlikely. It's because the lower ventilation and much more time spent indoors that flu transmits more easily during the autumn. So I anticipate COVID and flu vaccinations, long into the future.
Basically, forever is what you're saying.
And just looking ahead to give a bit of relief, both on mental health and the light at the end of the tunnel, do you foresee this being the last of the lockdowns now that the vaccinations are being rolled out?
I do, yes.
What, the last of the lockdowns? No lockdown 4? No lockdown 5? Really? I mean, do you believe this face? Didn't Whitty fella say yesterday that there would be lockdowns next winter? So, it looks like they are priming people with the notion that every year you're going to need to get 2 jabs, who knows, maybe more, and flu jabs by the sounds of it, and still have to go through more testing because these jabs are not 100%, and as they have stated, doesn't stop you transmitting it, and this will happen for the long-term future, of which no end is being mentioned. So there you go, lots of future plans being let out of the bag now. One minute they say they're unsure what they are going to do next week, and the next thing, they're talking about next winter and now 2022 and forevermore by the sounds of it. Let us know what you think of this in the comments. Now, with YouTube censorship hanging over this channel's head, I have set up a website, hugotalks.com, which you can subscribe to. This will allow you to keep up with my posts if the channel gets taken off of YouTube. I hope to see you there. As always, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.